What do you think so far? Happy New Year. Second day of January 2025. I am Dan Kuntz. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Happy New Year to everybody. Of course, we were off yesterday for the holiday. I hope you had a good January 1st. Having Christmas and New Year's Day on a Wednesday really screws up your ability to figure out what day of the week it is. It's just weird. That's how the calendar works. Thank you, Pope Gregory, for coming up with that one. In any event, it is Thursday, the second day of January 2025. And I am Dan Kuntz. Get ready for some snow. Yep, we have a winter weather advisory. It'll be going on by this time tomorrow morning. You're going to wake up Friday morning with snow, perhaps pretty heavy snow at times when this whole system is come and gone. It's not going to last very long, but while it's here, it's going to give us a pretty good dose of it. Here in the valley floor, 2, maybe 3 inches. Other locations, 5 inches. Passes are going to maybe get about a foot. Waterville, you're going to get 7 or 8 inches. There is snow coming. Complete details are on the way. Plus, we'll recap not only December 2024 from a climatology perspective, how was December, and compared to what a normal December would be, and the entire year. We'll recap that too, how the year 2024 went from Mother Nature's perspective. But we're still continuing our promotion with our friends up at the Lake Chelan Chamber of Commerce and Manson. Small town holidays, even though the holidays are kind of sort of over, we're not done giving stuff away. We're going to do it again today. And when you think of the iconic downtown Chelan businesses, I think Campbell's, I think most of us do. The Apple Cup Cafe, they're coming back. And Kelly's Ace Hardware, because Kelly's Ace Hardware has been in downtown Chelan for 65 years. You don't get to stay in business for 65 years and not know what you're doing. And today we have a $50 gift card to Kelly's Ace Hardware in beautiful downtown Chelan to possibly you, but you got to enter, because if you don't enter these contests, by the way, you can't win them. You do have to enter the contest in order to win the contest. And how do you enter? You send me an email, winner@ncwlife.com, winner@ncwlife.com. That is the email address. Gordon has already entered. He entered this morning before we were even on the air. 1 entry per email address, as you know by now. If you have more than one email address, you can enter more than one time, but you just can't enter 50 times on the same email address. We keep track of these things. Employees of WIC Communications are not eligible. Sorry, Malcolm. You can't win a $50 gift card to Kelly's Ace Hardware, celebrating 65 years in business. You can get a lot of stuff for $50 at Kelly's, and of course it also helps that they know what they're talking about. $50 gift card to Kelly's Ace Hardware in beautiful downtown Chelan could be yours. Get in your emails to me. By the way, the contest that we did on Tuesday, I haven't done the drawing yet, but I did sequester those people who entered, and I'll do the drawing a little bit later on today. I want to give you some time for this Kelly's $50 gift card. We'll do that drawing tomorrow during this program. So send me your email, winner@ncwlife.com. One person will win a $50 gift card to Kelly's Ace Hardware in beautiful downtown Chelan. It is 32 degrees. It's trying to snow. We may get some light snow today. Again, the more significant snow is going to be in the wee small hours coming up tomorrow. We're talking, the winter weather advisory begins at 3 in the morning tomorrow morning, and it goes until 2 in the morning on Saturday. So it's only going to last about 24 hours, but during that 24-hour period, we could see in some locations in our viewing area and right down here in the valley floor some pretty heavy snow. Those details are coming up. First of all, 2 slides to show for you. From the National Weather Service, here is December in a nutshell. Our average temperature was 32.8 degrees, almost 33 degrees, or normal average temperature, the average temperature being the afternoon high and the overnight low averaged out, would be a little over 29 degrees. So we had the 12th warmest December on record. As far as precipitation is concerned, it was wet, and of course it was pretty much in the form of rain. We had 2.18 inches of rain or precipitation in the month of December. Normally we're at 1.31, so it was a very wet December, and it was a rainy December. So it was warm and rainy. As you can see, at one point on December 18th, just a few days before Christmas, we had 48 degrees. Remember that day, all that sunshine? And the coldest temperature we've had is only 21. That's not bad. So that is your December recap from the National Weather Service. But here is 2024 overall. It was warm. The 8th warmest year on record. Now, these records go back to 1959. That's when they put the weather station up at Payne-Bourne Memorial Airport. So the average temperature almost 53 degrees for the year. So it was the 8th warmest year on record. Precipitation, we had a long stretch where we were way behind, and then here came November and December, and not only did we get caught up, we surpassed our normal rainfall. Look at that gauge at the bottom there. That green line represents the accumulation for the year. As you can see, we went through a long period in June and July without any rain at all, and then another long period from late August all the way through till nearly October. We had almost no measurable precipitation, and then November and December came, and we ended up getting a lot of rain, and that got us up there. Our warmest temperature last year, July 10th, it got up to 105 degrees. Our coldest temperature just about a year ago, it got down to -10 degrees below zero back on January 23rd. And the one that really jumps out at you, the number of days in the year 2024 where we got at least 90 degrees, 42 of those days. Normally we would have 35 of those. Yes, it was a very warm 2024. I thought that was pretty cool. That's why we threw it up. From the National Weather Service, winter weather advisory starts at 3 a.m. in the morning, goes until 2 a.m. Saturday morning. About 2 to 5 inches of snow here in the Wenatchee Valley. Passes are going to get about 8 to 12 inches of snow in the Waterville Plateau and the Okanagan and Omak Highlands and the Mid-Ohio Valley. You're going to get more snow. Here in the Wenatchee Valley, very little snow today. We'll top off about 35, which is about normal for this time of the year. Not a lot of snow today. The snow is really going to start coming down while you're sleeping, not me. It'll start coming down about 3 o'clock in the morning. Could be heavy at times. Tomorrow morning's commute, if you're working, could be a little dicey. So get ready for some big time snow in the wee small hours tonight, and then it could switch over to a little bit of rain on Friday. So we're talking, when it's all said and done, we're talking a couple of inches at least, up to 5 inches of snow here in the Wenatchee Valley. And then guess what? It's going to melt. Friday night we have a better chance of rain than snow, and then Saturday 37 with a chance of rain, and then Sunday we'll see sunshine and a high of 41. So yeah, we're going to get snow in the Wenatchee Valley. It could all be gone by Sunday afternoon, depending on where you live. And then temperatures slightly above normal on Monday and Tuesday. So whatever snow is still hanging around when we head back at it on Monday could very well be gone by Tuesday morning. So we're going to get some snow tomorrow morning, 2-3 inches possible, and then by the end of the weekend, it'll be gone. But tomorrow morning's commute, get ready. It could be a little on the dicey side. All right, we're going to take a break, come back with the news on the first show of 2025. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, located on South Wenatchee Ave, has the largest selection of spas and swim spas in town. Stay cool this summer in an artesian swim spa and use it all year long. We enjoy helping families reconnect one spa at a time. Hot tubs are proven to improve sleep and decrease arthritis pain. Our passion is water, so please bring us a water sample, and we will help you diagnose your pool or spa water for free. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, your pool and spa experts.
The family at the Epladolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Epladolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Epladolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Epladolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour.
Coming home should never be a chore. Let Merry Maids of Wenatchee customize all your cleaning needs. Weekly, bi-weekly, special occasion. Do you have a vacation home that needs cleaning? We clean them too. Locally owned and operated, let Merry Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Merry Maids has special offers to fit your budget. Request your free cleaning estimate today. 509-663-1710.
It's true. Health Alliance and Assurance Northwest Medicare Advantage plans are terminating coverage, and they will no longer be available for you beginning January 1st, 2025. So you have 2 big options. 1, join one of the 2 new Medicare Advantage plans, WellCare or Humana. Or number 2 is go back to original Medicare and join a supplement and a Part D drug plan. But there's so much more to discuss here, so here are some suggestions to get you started. Go to our website or call your local Springwater Insurance office for more information.
By the way, those fireworks are not real. Computers are very impressive things. It is cloudy, 32 degrees, probably going to be dry today. Snow overnight into Friday morning. Tomorrow morning's commute will be snowy. 2 to 5 inches of snow here in the Wenatchee Valley, and then it'll start melting away as we'll see a better chance of rain than snow into the weekend. It's 11 minutes after the hour. A Moses Lake man convicted of multiple sex offenses against a child was sentenced on Monday to 10 years in prison. 23-year-old Caden Ray Chisholm was a juvenile when he sexually abused 2 Wenatchee children he was asked to babysit between 2015 and 2017. And Chelan County Judge Robert Jordan said he took that factor into account when setting his prison term. The victims were about 6 and 8 years old at the time of the assaults. Jordan also ordered Chisholm to serve 3 years on community custody once he's released from prison. It took 2 trials to reach a guilty verdict on charges of first-degree child rape and child molestation. Chisholm's first trial ended with a hung jury back in May. His attorneys said he is likely to appeal that conviction. A Wenatchee man is jailed after allegedly making threats against Grace City Church as well as threats to harm police officers. Wenatchee police arrested 35-year-old Samuel Joseph Anthony Guillen on Sunday after he allegedly stole a vape cartridge from a tobacco shop and then assaulted the employee in the process. He allegedly threatened the officers while resisting arrest, and then that same day, employees with Grace City Church reported Guillen had tagged the Evangelical Sunny Slope Church in a video on his Facebook page in which he threatened to commit sexual assault, shooting, and arson. Police say they'll seek multiple charges against Guillen for threats to bomb property, second-degree robbery, and obstruction. He remains housed, by the way, in the Chelan County Jail. A motorist allegedly fled from a Grant County Sheriff's deputy at low speed on Friday night, eventually crashing his own car into the police vehicle. 32-year-old Abel Valdez of Moses Lake is charged with fleeing police, felony harassment, DUI, and driving on a suspended license. Deputies say one of their patrol officers began following Valdez's car in the Larson Community Housing Project at about 11:15 on Friday night after noticing it had flashing hazard lights, 2 flat tires, and smoke coming from under the hood. Police say Valdez's car tapped the sheriff's vehicle as he tried to move past, and he eventually ran from the car and had to be overpowered with a taser. The patrol vehicle, by the way, received only minimum damage. Staying out in the basin, Grant County authorities are investigating the death of an inmate found unresponsive in jail. Richard Lambert, 31 years old, of Moses Lake, was discovered in his bed in the male dormitory of the Grant County Jail in Ephrata at about 6:15 Tuesday morning. EMTs arrived and declared the man dead at the scene. His family was notified by mid-morning. The Grant County Sheriff's Office says jail officers had gone to check on the man after he did not attend breakfast. The cause of the death not immediately known. Coroner Craig Morrison will conduct an autopsy as part of the death investigation. A Washington State Department of Transportation crew member is okay after his work truck was rear-ended on Monday. According to the DOT Facebook page, at about 6 a.m., the crew member was responding to a disabled vehicle on the shoulder of Highway 2 between Leavenworth and Wenatchee. The worker was in his truck when it was hit, although no one was seriously injured in the accident. DOT said this is the second accident this month that occurred while crew members were responding to an incident. The department is reminding drivers to stay alert and drive for conditions to prevent further accidents from happening. And if you're looking to improve your garden this winter, the Master Gardeners at Washington State University, they're ready to help you. The WSU Chelan Douglas Master Gardener program will offer 4 gardening classes at Pybus Puppet Market in January and February. Attendees can learn about sustainable garden planting basics, adaptive home landscaping, and creating a resilient vegetable garden, and the basics of a viable vegetable garden. Classes are scheduled on January 11th, January 25th, February 1st, and February 8th. Those are all Saturdays. Each class will cover a different topic, of course. All the classes begin at 10 a.m. They'll last about 45 minutes to an hour. And it helps that they know what they're doing. Personal testimonial there. That's the news at 1:15. The gang will be back at it. They got yesterday off as well. And we'll be back at it today to gather the news, disseminate the news, and then bring the news to you. at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock tonight. 5, 6, and 10 on television. But you can watch the news whenever you want to. Our news will be posted on our homepage, NCWLIFE.com, on our YouTube page, on our Facebook page. It's out there. We try to make it as accessible as possible for you to watch the news because we think it's important. And if you're out and about and you think something is going on that might be newsworthy, you send us an email. Pretty simple, news@ncwlife.com. We almost have the college football playoff semifinal set. We're not there yet. Still one game to go. Sports in 2 minutes. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Central Washington Water is your solution for problem water. Whether you're on a well or municipal water, they can design a clean water system custom to you. Soft water eliminates water spots and scaling on fixtures. It protects appliances from hard water damage, saving you money. Soft water reduces soap usage that causes skin irritation and is a healthier choice to drink. Call for a free in-home consultation or stop by the store to have your water tested. Central Washington Water, your best water solution for home, pool, and spa.
Hey, welcome back to Save Mart. What can we help you find today?
We're looking for a mattress.
Oh, right this way. We got a large selection. We have this pillow top here.
Oh, comfortable.
We have more to choose from down here.
Oh.
I think I have the perfect one over here for you.
I guess we'll take this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
Hey there folks, Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to Blueberry Hills to experience some real treats. Take a look at our homemade cream pies, our amazing cheesecakes, and don't forget our famous banana pudding. Remember, we're more than just great treats. People come from all over the world to experience what has been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
Elevate Home is the newest addition to Chelan's premier shopping district. Shop the latest from American Leather and Bassett Furniture, add in their on-site interior designer, and you'll have everything you need to elevate your space today.
You're invited to celebrate Winterfest at Lake Chelan. Enjoy sparkling lights, local wine tasting, and fun for all ages. It's a great time to start a new holiday tradition at Washington's Winter Wonderland. More information at lakechelan.com.
"18 minutes after the hour in sports, the college football playoff semifinals are almost set on New Year's Eve. Penn State rolled over Boise State 31-14 in the Fiesta Bowl. The Broncos pulled within 3 points early in the third quarter before the Nittany Lions pulled away. Yesterday morning in Atlanta, Texas squandered a 16-point lead in the fourth quarter. They missed 2 field goal attempts that could have won in regulation, but they avoided being upset by Arizona State 39-31 in double overtime. In Pasadena at the Rose Bowl, the Ohio State Buckeyes scored on 7 of their first 9 possessions, and they forced Oregon to punt on 7 of their first 10 possessions. When you do that, you're going to win in a blowout, and they did. 41-21, and the Sugar Bowl, of course, will be played this afternoon at 1 after being postponed to the events in the French Quarter that you know about by now. It'll be second-seeded Georgia taking on 7th-seeded Notre Dame for the right to take on Penn State in the Orange Bowl. That'll be January 9th. Ohio State and Texas will play in the Cotton Bowl the next day. Seattle Kraken will take on their rivals tonight. They'll try for their 3rd win in a row. As a matter of fact, they're starting to play some pretty good hockey. They'll play host to the Vancouver Canucks at 7 o'clock. Vancouver, by the way, has lost 5 of 6. Good day for Haley Van Lith yesterday. She scored 14 points and added 6 rebounds. 11th-ranked TCU beat Colorado last night. The final was 63-40. There is women's college basketball on the slate. If you have the day off, you can check it out, or maybe you'll be home by 6 o'clock. Eastern Washington will be on Montana. You can watch that on ESPN+. Santa Clara will be in Pullman to take on Washington State, also at 6 o'clock. And in women's college basketball, Gonzaga in Portland at 6 o'clock on ESPN+. That's the women's schedule. The men's schedule looks something like this. Portland at number 19 Gonzaga, again 6 o'clock tonight on ESPN+. Montana will be at Eastern Washington. They tip off at 6 o'clock, and on the Big Ten Network, it is the Maryland Terrapins visiting the Huskies in Seattle, 6:30 on the Big Ten Network. Let's go to prep Basketball, here's your schedule today. Mount Vernon Christian will be hosting Forks and Pateros this afternoon at 4:30. Wenatchee will have Post Falls in town at 5:30. Keona Benton will be at Eastmont at 5:30 in girls basketball. Manson and Moses Lake Christian at 6 o'clock tonight. Boys have a busy schedule as well. Pateros will take on Wilson Creek at 6 o'clock. It's Post Falls at Wenatchee at 7:30. Keona Benton at Eastmont, 7:30. Doubleheaders there. Manson and Moses Lake Christian also at 7:30. Wrestling, they're going to lay down the mats in Othello. The Afraid of Tigers will visit the Huskies at 7 o'clock tonight. Of course, the Seahawks aren't going to make the playoffs. We know that as well. We now know that the Rams are probably going to play their junior varsity. The Rams are still playing for seeding, but it doesn't matter. They're already in the playoffs. In fact, their starting quarterback ain't going to start. Seattle will be at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood on Sunday afternoon at 1:25. The Seahawks and the Rams are technically, Seahawks could technically tie, but it doesn't matter. The Rams have won the NFC West. The rest of the schedule is San Francisco at Arizona at 1:25 on Fox. And there are your standings again, end of the year for the Seahawks. And the Wenatchee Wild, they rang in the new year with a nice victory. They jumped out to a 5-goal lead after 2 periods, and then they cruised to a 6-1 win over the Kelowna Rockets on New Year's Eve. They are now in 8th place in the Western Conference. They closed out December, the Wild did, with wins in 4 of their last 5 games, including victories against the top 2 teams on the western side of the WHL map. We'd like that. Next up, a 3-game road trip this weekend. They start with a visit to Vancouver tomorrow. And those are just some of the games that people are playing at 22 minutes after the hour. There are 8 obscure holidays you can celebrate on this January 2nd. You can run it up the flagpole and see if anybody salutes a day. It's National Science Fiction Day. It's National Personal Trainer Awareness Day. Have you noticed this time of the year, if you're anywhere near media, television, the internet, whatever, you're being bombarded with gym memberships and weight loss drugs, and they know what they're doing there. It is National Cream Puff Day, National Swiss Cheese Day. It's Motivation and Inspiration Day. It's World Introvert Day. I'm not one of those. But today we celebrate the buffet. The buffet, the all-you-can-eat buffet. Now, if you grew up in the Wenatchee Valley, you remember Roy's Chuck Wagon. They're long gone. Roy's Chuck Wagon was located where Applebee's is now at Valley North. Yeah, Roy's Chuck Wagon is long gone. Then, of course, we had the Royal Fork out there in Old Station. It's long gone. Buffets themselves are fading out. The COVID-19 pandemic really did a number on buffets because, you know, a lot of people are using them, you know why. But yeah, they're all going away. The Old Country Buffet, the Golden Corral, the Hometown Buffet, the Ponderosa Buffet, very popular here in the West Coast. This is a true story. About 20 years ago, we were having a pool party at my house. Beautiful summer day. Nobody wanted to cook. So we all sat around and said, what do we want? And we said, we'll go to KFC. Go to KFC, go through the drive-thru, get a bunch of food, bring it back to the backyard, and we'll eat KFC. So I did. I drove down to the Wenatchee KFC. Of course, they have an all-you-can-eat buffet inside there. I was going to go through the drive-thru. It was too busy. I said, well, I'll just go inside and order our food to go. So I did. And there weren't too many people inside the restaurant. There were a few folks. That was about it. Ordered the food, waiting for the food to be prepared and brought out to me. And I walked over to the buffet, and there was a sign on the buffet, right next to the buffet. It said, the all-you-can-eat buffet is for dine-in only. And I thought, well, of course it is. I mean, you can't have a drive-through buffet. How does that work? So curiosity got the best of me. I went to the manager and said, what does this mean? The buffet is for dine-in only. And he said people would come in, they'd buy the buffet, they'd eat until they were just completely gorged with food, and then before they left, they would grab another paper plate, and they would load up the paper plate with more food and take it with them. So we had to put the sign up. And of course, well, obviously, it's the KFC buffet, so whether they were even serving food or not is questionable. Anyway, it's National Buffet Day today. Scarf it down while you can. It's 25 minutes after the hour. Today in history. Guess that flag. Not a bad flag. Think about it. It's another anniversary. This state is 237 years old today. That's when they ratified the Constitution. Anybody? Think about it. Take a look. Georgia. Georgia becomes the 4th state in the Union. January 2nd, 1788 is, of course, the Peach State. Not surprisingly, the state song of Georgia is Georgia on My Mind. They done good there. Of course, Georgia is the largest state east of the Mississippi. In 1945, Georgia became the very first state to lower the legal voting age from 21 to 18. They're the ones who started it. Good for you, Georgia. The world's largest drive-in restaurant is called the Varsity, the legendary Varsity. It's a drive-in restaurant in Atlanta. It can accommodate 600 cars. That's a big drive-in. In Georgia, funeral directors can lose their licenses if they use obscene language in the company of a corpse. How do you enforce that? And live shrimp live at the top of Stone Mountain. Stone Mountain is 1,683 feet above sea level. There are depressions in the stone. Those depressions gather rainwater, and that provides a habitat for live shrimp in a mountain in Georgia. Happy 237th birthday to the Peach State. You remember the 55-mile-an-hour speed limit? I do. January 2nd, 1974, 51 years ago today, Richard Nixon, the President of the United States, signs a bill lowering the maximum speed limit to 55 miles an hour. Of course, this was the OPEC embargo. The OPEC, the petroleum-producing countries in the Middle East, turned off the spigot, and the price of gasoline went sky high. And so they said, hey, if we lower the speed limit to 55 miles an hour, we'll conserve gasoline, which of course we did. That law was partially repealed in 1987. That would allow states to maximize the speed limit to 65 miles an hour, and most of them did. And then it was repealed completely in 1995. But from 1974 to 1987, I remember it well, the speed limit, the maximum speed limit in this country was 55 miles an hour. It's hard to believe nowadays. One of the greatest Rose Bowls ever. I'll never forget watching this. Bow down to Washington. The Washington Huskies defeat the heavily favored Michigan Wolverines 27-20 in the 64th edition of the Rose Bowl. A huge upset. Michigan was hoping for a national championship. They didn't get it. Warren Moon, the MVP. Don James is first of 4 Rose Bowl titles. If there's a benchmark game in the history of Washington football, it was the Rose Bowls. 47 years ago today, they beat Michigan 27-20. I remember watching that like it was yesterday. And another historic college football game, January 2nd, 1987, 38 years ago today. Number 1 Miami, number 2 Penn State in the Fiesta Bowl. And this was one of the most, if you watch bowl games, you know they all have sponsors now. Every bowl game has a sponsor. That wasn't the case until the Fiesta Bowl, because Miami, ranked number 1, and Penn State, ranked number 2, were both independents. They were not part of any conferences, ergo, they weren't tied in to a conference bowl commitment. So pretty much it was the highest bidder to any bowl that didn't have a conference commitment. And that came down to the Citrus Bowl in Orlando and the Fiesta Bowl in Phoenix. Who gets to host the Hurricanes and the Nittany Lions? The Fiesta Bowl and the Citrus Bowl did battle in bids, one after the other. The Fiesta Bowl won out because they got it to be sponsored by Sunkist. Sunkist wrote a big fat check, so they were able to increase the payout to both Miami and Penn State. The Citrus Bowl was left out of the process. And of course, the Fiesta Bowl is now one of the big bowls. The Citrus Bowl is not. By the way, Penn State defeated Miami in a huge upset, 41-10 in the Fiesta Bowl. Vinny Testaverde throwing 5 interceptions. That was 38 years ago today. Another college football game I remember watching very well. And birthdays. One heavenly birthday. He was the 5-term senator from Arizona. He was the Republican Party nominee for the presidential election in 1964. Got walloped by Lyndon Johnson. Even though he lost in a landslide, Barry Goldwater is the politician most often credited with having sparked the resurgence of the conservative American political movement in the 1960s. What would he think of today's Republican Party? I'm curious to find out, because he was out and out highly critical of the Republican Party members who were trying to make the Republican Party, as he said, a religious organization. He was openly supportive of homosexuals serving openly in the military. He supported abortion rights. He supported the legalization of marijuana. So he wasn't a dyed-in-the-wool Republican. He was certainly a conservative. Now, he was born in 1909 before Arizona ever became a state. Barry Goldwater, born in the state in 1909. Two of my favorite baseball players, David Coney, five-time a world champion, five-time an All-Star, the 1995 Cy Young Award. He pitched a perfect game for the New York Yankees against the Montreal Expos on July 18th, 1999. He is now a Yankee analyst and broadcaster. David Cone is 62, and guess who else is 62? Edgar Martinez. Of course, the annual Designated Hitter Award is named after Edgar Martinez, Hall of Fame 2019, seven-time an All-Star, two-time a batting champion. Happy 62nd to Edgar. And I'm glad he's still with the Mariners as a hitting instructor. All right. Still to come, an opinion from my Matt Davignati, but before we get to that, for heat and air, call Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. They're about ready to launch the Cash for Clunkers program. If you have an old HVAC system or heating system that isn't working anymore, get a hold of Alpine Air, ask about their Cash for Clunkers program. You'll be glad you did. Mike McKnight's got an opinion coming up, and then the year in review. 2024 was an interesting year indeed. It certainly wasn't boring. That's coming up. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Global Car Care has the best customer service in the Valley. From the moment you walk in the door, their goal is to help you stay on the road, so you can keep doing what's important to you. Global Car Care certified ASE mechanics stand behind your automotive repairs.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from less.
Who's trying to stretch their budget this January? That's pretty much all of us. That's why Abby's is offering this giant pizza that can feed up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 hungry people for less than $27. Now, that's an Abby's budget stretching deal. Worried about a no-fun January? Not at Abby's. Dine on our Bacon Cheddar Special. It's delicious and loaded with toppings and real cheese. Plus, it's on sale, and the kids can play some video games. Enjoy fun January at your local Abby's.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect, no matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier. Total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Looking for that unique gift you just can't seem to find? Lush Life in downtown Chelan has what you're looking for. With a large selection of eclectic items from around the globe, you'll find the right gift for anyone and everyone on your list.
You're invited to celebrate Winterfest at Lake Chelan. Enjoy sparkling lights, local wine tasting, and fun for all ages. It's a great time to start a new holiday tradition at Washington's Winter Wonderland. More information at lakechelan.com.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNutty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, for my fellow Christians, I have great news. Wonderful, good news. God loves gay people, and they're all going to heaven when they die. Now, stop. What I want to do is pay attention to my mental and emotional response to that declaration. If the idea of gay people being loved by God and going to the same heaven I think I'm going to makes me react with anger or argument or some other negative emotion, then maybe it's time to take a look at what I call my Christianity. Why wouldn't I be happy to admit some of my judgmental and prejudicial attitudes are wrong and admit that God's grace actually does extend to everyone without condition? Wouldn't that be good news? This is Mike Mad Dog Magnati, and that's my opinion.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether. We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Let your kindness shine bright at Boswell's. This holiday season, donate $50 or more to charity and save $400 on stressless Mayfair recliners and ottomans. And save $200 on any stressless recliner, home office chair, and each seat of a stressless sofa. Plus, take $200 off 4 stressless dining chairs now. Shop Boswell's, 2915 Easy Street in Wenatchee.
So what am I looking at here?
That is what great power looks like.
Tell me more.
It's called hydropower. Hydropower uses water and gravity to generate electricity. Since the fuel for hydropower is water, it has 0 emissions and it's renewable. It also works when it's not sunny or windy. And it's the cheapest power we can make.
So it's clean, renewable, reliable, and affordable? And hydropower is all 4?
Only hydropower is all 4. And you can learn more about it at the Chelan PUD Discovery Center at Rocky Reach Dam.
'Twas the holiday season, and all through the town, people were shopping and driving all around. But every Sunday at 10, you would find them all here at Wine Girl Wines for the Bloody Mary breakfast buffet, football, and beer.
You're invited to celebrate Winterfest at Lake Chelan. Enjoy sparkling lights, local wine tasting, and fun for all ages. It's a great time to start a new holiday tradition at Washington's Winter Wonderland. More information at lakechelan.com.
When you think of Doghouse Motorsports, you might think of motorcycles, but there's a lot more in this house. How about Honda power equipment? From snowblowers to lawnmowers to generators and even water pumps, Honda is the brand that sets the standards. Perhaps you need an ATV or UTV. The Doghouse has the largest selection anywhere. Did we mention watercraft and snowmobiles? And of course, we have motorcycles too. Back it up with terrific customer service and you have Wenatchee's best motorsports store 5 years running. Isn't it time for you to be in the Doghouse?
At the start of 2024, one of the men responsible for the 2022 murder of Yair Flores Cavero was sent to prison for nearly 35 years. Javier Valdez pleaded guilty to first-degree murder for partnering with Markyle Leon Ford to shoot the 18-year-old Flores while he lay sleeping in his own bed. Ford discharged 2 shots through Flores' open window in Wenatchee. He later pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 23 years. The Numerica Performing Arts Center was left in search of a new director after the departure of J. Woody Lotz, who steered the downtown performance space since 2021. Lotz was instrumental in reopening the PAC for concerts and theatrical shows after the COVID-19 pandemic. The PAC's board of directors launched a comprehensive search for his successor. The theater is currently led by interim director Katie Grove. In a surprise weekend announcement, the Wenatchee School District laid out plans to close Columbia Elementary School, citing declines in enrollment and budget constraints. The announcement opened a 4-month process that saw many teachers and parents protesting the move before the closure was made official by a vote of the school board in May. In February 2024, another departure. Luke Davies stepped away as the administrator of the Chelan Douglas Health District after 3 years at the helm. Davies had helped to steady the public health agency after the COVID-19 pandemic. Last month, he became the director of the Prince William Health District in Virginia. The operations director for the Wenatchee Valley Chamber of Commerce became the latest member to join the Wenatchee City Council. Chelsea Ewer was named to the vacant seat left in Council District 2 after Mike Poyer was elevated to mayor. Ewer was one of 9 applicants to fill the post. She was appointed by a vote of the council after a series of candidate interviews. In the first of 2 setbacks, the Eastmont School District's ambitious bond project was narrowly rejected by voters. The district had sought $117 million to update its aging school buildings and transportation facilities. About 59.5% of voters said yes to the proposal, but state law requires a 60% supermajority to pass new bond spending. The district said it would ask to place the question on the ballot again in April. In that election, it failed with a vote of 58%. In March, a federal judge ordered a new map to govern Washington's legislative districts, and North Central Washington's 12th, 7th, and 13th districts were redrawn almost beyond recognition. State Senator Brad Hawkins' East Wenatchee home was excluded from his 12th district, and he eventually announced plans to move to Wenatchee and run for Chelan County Commissioner instead. That led to musical chairs as candidates lined up to seek out posts in both the Washington Senate and House in November election. Wenatchee Police Chief Steve Crown began the 3-month countdown to his own retirement. Crown spent a total of 33 years in police service and 8 as the city's chief. He started as a Wenatchee patrol officer and returned to his hometown force after 14 years with the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife Police. In April, Grace City Church received approval for a new evangelical school academy in Wenatchee. It was allowed to open its Garden City School in the King's Orchard Church of Christ building. Tiffany Gehring announced she would not run for Chelan County Commissioner after her single term ended in December. The announcement opened up a 4-way race in the August primary, with candidates including Brad Hawkins, Flint Hartwig, and Brant Capel. School Administrator Lance Noel returned to teaching. The longtime principal of Eastmont High School announced he would step down to become head of the Eastmont Opportunities Program, the alternative class option for district students. Wenatchee High School women's softball players helped break ground on their new softball field. Construction of the new $4 million field helped resolve a Title IX complaint against the district over inequities in the sports facilities offered to male and female student athletes. Superintendent Corey Callahar apologized on behalf of the district for how long it took for the girls to get a field of their own. In June, a structure fire at a remote property on Lake Chelan became the ignition point for the Pioneer Fire, a 300-acre backcountry wildfire that would eventually grow to nearly 39,000 acres and threaten the small uplake town of Stehekin. Chelan County Sheriff's Marine Patrols helped evacuate hikers in its path and carried supplies to overworked firefighters throughout the summer. The town would remain on high alert until the fire began to diminish in September. East Wenatchee police discovered the body of Cynthia Ring, found murdered in her apartment in the 500 block of Eastmont Avenue. Her 4-year-old son had been left alone with her body. Ring's boyfriend, Ashton Bunting Jr., was later arrested after fleeing the state. He pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and was sentenced in December to 14 years in prison. In July 2024, longtime Wenatchee police officer Edgar Reinfeld was named the city's new chief of police. Reinfeld had been with the force in his hometown for 22 years and was serving as a captain. He was selected over 2 fellow applicants. 2 of Reinfeld's brothers are also current or former law enforcement officers. The student musicians of Mariachi Wenatchee earned first place at the Mariachi Spectacular National Conference in Albuquerque. The prestigious conference required the Wenatchee High School Ensemble to compete against 3 other schools. Director Eduardo Cortez Solorio attributed the win to his students' dedication. In August, a Chelan County court finalized a $1.5 million legal judgment against charity manager Thad Lawson, who was found liable for harassing a dozen women who were employed by or visiting at his Veterans Warehouse thrift stores in Wenatchee and Kennewick. Victims testified that Lawson groped and otherwise harassed them, and his nonprofit agency would then fire employees who made complaints. Lawson is now under a court injunction that bars him from supervising female employees in the future. Rivercom, the emergency dispatch agency that serves Chelan and Douglas counties, found itself outgrowing its home atop the Wenatchee police station. The department spent $1.4 million in August to buy about 12 acres of land in East Wenatchee, where it will situate a new 911 emergency communications center. The design and price of that building is still under revision. A Texas woman accused of defrauding banks in Leavenworth, Clay, Elam, and other communities throughout Washington was caught after allegedly trying the same trick in the state of Maine. Andrea Cochran allegedly used phony passports to pose as a bank customer and withdraw tens of thousands of dollars at various stops, including Cashmere Valley Bank in Leavenworth. She now faces federal charges as well as local criminal cases in 4 Washington counties. In September, news of a plan to erect a lighted cross above Leavenworth sparked community debate. Supporters said the cross would be erected on private mountaintop land and would be similar to the one already posted above the Wenatchee Valley. The project received pushback through an online petition, as well as pleas to the Chelan County Development Office to deny a permit. Ului Teililo, the Rock Island man who bludgeoned his wife Peggy to death in 2018, was finally convicted for the crime after years of delay. A Douglas County jury found him guilty of first-degree murder after a 5-day trial, which included evidence of prior threats and domestic violence toward his wife. The 74-year-old Teililo was sentenced the next month to more than 26 years in prison. A Chelan Douglas Board of Health member was caught on video in an altercation with a Wenatchee YouTuber. El Dope Dog, who often prowls the town with his camera running, recorded Bill Sullivan approaching him and then grabbing for his camera gear. He says the equipment was damaged in the encounter. City records do not show whether Sullivan ever responded to police attempts to contact him about the fracas. He has not been charged with any crime. The Chelan County Sheriff's Marine Patrol Unit was named the best in Washington, certified as Marine Law Enforcement Program of the Year by Washington State Parks. The award recognized the unit's work supporting efforts to control the Pioneer Fire burning along Lake Chelan. October arrived with some news in the world of news as the parent company of the Wenatchee World acquired NCWLIFE TV. WIC Communications took over the television outfit from Localtel. Managers said the move would unite the Valley's 2 most prominent news outlets into a multimedia operation to serve the region for years to come. That month, NCWLIFE also brought you Campus Crisis, an in-depth report on harassment and institutional unrest at Wenatchee Valley College. The investigation by reporter Jordan Gonzalez featured half a dozen women and hundreds of pages of documents detailing a toxic work culture at the community college. You can view that report on our website. The November elections heralded a lot of new faces in state and local government. Brad Hawkins went from state senator for the 12th District to Chelan County Commissioner, winning his new seat in a 65% landslide. His move caused a flood of new candidates to seek his Senate post and other legislative chairs. When the dust settled, former Chelan County Sheriff Brian Burnett wound up as the new 12th District State Representative, with longtime legislator Keith Gaynor moving to the Senate. In East Wenatchee, Amazon's newest delivery station opened for business. The facility, known as WWG5, was expected to provide efficient delivery services to customers in the region, as well as local jobs. The 45,000-square-foot facility is situated on Trident Way, near Pangbourne Memorial Airport. And in December, after 2.5 years leading the Eastmont School District, Superintendent Becky Berg announced her retirement. Her efforts at the district included 2 failed attempts to pass a $117 million bond measure to upgrade school facilities. Spencer Taylor was named interim superintendent. Jefferson Robbins, NCWLIFE.
Whether you're building from the ground up or transforming your space with a custom remodel, One Way Construction is your trusted partner in creating a home that's uniquely yours. Your dream home is just a call away. Schedule your free consultation and let's build something amazing together.
When getting the job done right is job one, you need construction equipment that's built right. With durable Kubota engines, more comfort, and the versatility to do it all. You need the Kubota construction lineup. Right now, write it off a lot and write it off your taxes for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months or save up to $4,000.
Community is more than just a place. It's the people, stories, and connections we share. At the Wenatchee World, we're your neighbors, your storytellers, and your trusted voice. From uncovering the issues that matter most to celebrating the moments that bring us together. We deliver the stories that keep the community moving forward. The Wenatchee World, your community voice, here every day.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
When you've been in business for 40 years, it's because you understand change and you put members first, always. Now Works is announcing a change in their membership model. Up to 6 people on one membership that you can mix and match. The more people, the bigger the discounts. Introducing the Works shared membership model. One membership, friends and family and flexibility. Works, the cleanest, friendliest, most helpful gyms you and your friends will ever join.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect. No matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Pause for Pets is presented to you by Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, Mary Maids, the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center.
We don't get chickens very often. I'm Jessica Robertson. I am here with the Humane Society, and this is Thomas. He is our black silky rooster. He's non-bearded, and he is the sweetest little guy. He's been with us for about a month or 2 now, but I think he's grown on all of us a little bit. Thomas is a year old. He came to us as a stray. He's found in Wenatchee area.
Thomas was a chicken just on the streets?
Yeah, kind of crazy. I've never seen a roaming chicken. I think he just is a boy. He acts kind of like a rooster. We had a few ducks, and he definitely wanted to go over to them, so he would probably like a group of girls, I'm sure. Honestly, silkies, they can be the best pets, just lovable. They're not very flighty, and they like to stick to their people. I had a bunch of silkies growing up, and they would just follow me around, and they just wanted to be picked up, and they were just lovable. I think just like a family household, maybe no dogs, unless your dog likes chickens, that's probably fine. Just have a nice space for them. Kind of be aware of your neighbors because he does like to crow.
Is he a morning guy then?
He's an all-day kind of guy. We'll be walking around and he'll hear us talking. He'll start crowing at us. He's really funny.
Do chickens need a flock?
I think they need some friends, yes. They do best with their people.
So if somebody has an existing flock, Thomas might fit in there somehow?
I think so, for sure. He doesn't really need a whole lot, just some love and his little chicken scratch and crumbles, and I think he would do well with just some love.
Are roosters like this very popular with, like, say, young people or families with kids?
Honestly, I'd say so, yeah. Just their look, their beautiful silky feathers. The plumage is just so soft and fluffy. He's so beautiful, too. You can go onto our website and There's a section where it says livestock, and Thomas is right under the livestock area on our webpage. And you can always make appointments also on our webpage to see Thomas.
Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org. Pause for Pets is presented to you by Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, Mary Maids, the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center.
He's a really sweet guy. We all love Thomas.
Hi folks, welcome to Save Mart. How can we help you today?
We're looking for a recliner.
Okay, right this way. Go ahead and move this chase on the other side. You can lift this up to time warranty.
Great, I want that one. I like that one.
That's a great choice.
And I want this one as well.
Okay.
And I definitely want this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
Are you hungry enough to eat the end out of a rhinoceros? I know how you feel. Come on out to Blueberry Hills. You'll have a great time. We've got excellent food, a feet on the furniture kind of experience, and we won't hustle you out of your table. If you want a real farm experience, make the trek to Manson to Blueberry Hills, where you sit, you pick, you eat, and you visit. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
There's no place like home. Because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories. And we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air. A small-town holiday wouldn't be complete without a visit to an original American hardware store in downtown Chelan. Kelly's Ace Hardware has been serving the greater Chelan area for nearly 100 years. Let them take you back to a time where personal service and quality products went hand in hand.
You're invited to celebrate Winterfest at Lake Chelan. Enjoy sparkling lights, local wine tasting, and fun for all ages. It's a great time to start a new holiday tradition at Washington's Winter Wonderland. More information at lakechelan.com.
Well, you just saw the ad for Kelly's Ace Hardware, and that is the $50 gift card today as part of our Small Town Holidays promotion with the Lake Chelan Chamber of Commerce. Kelly's Ace Hardware. They've been around forever, one of those iconic downtown Chelan businesses. And for $50, you can pick up a lot of stuff that you need. But first, you got to win it. Send me an email, winner@ncwlife.com, winner@ncwlife.com. Get in your email. We'll do the drawing tomorrow during this very program for a $50 gift card to Kelly's Ace Hardware right in the heart of downtown Chelan. Proud to be a part of that. We showed you this slide, actually two slides at the start of the show, to recap what December was like and what the year was like. Well, December in Wenatchee was wet and warm. Our average temperature almost 33 degrees, the 12th warmest December on record. It was also wet. It was the tied for the 12th wettest December on record. And as you know by now, most of that was rain. We got a lot of rain, especially in the back half of December. We hit up to 48 degrees at one point on that sunny day on December 18th. Now, as far as the whole year is concerned, that has just passed, it was warm. The 8th warmest year on record, almost 53 degrees. And check out that number on the right-hand side. The number of days we got to at least 90 or above, 42. Normal 35. Not going to get to 42 today. Winter weather advisory begins at 3 o'clock this morning, goes until 2 o'clock tomorrow morning. You're going to wake up to quite a bit of snow. When it's all said and done, in the Wenatchee Valley, we're looking about 2 to 5 inches of snow, depending on your elevation. Other places like the Waterville Plateau and the mountain passes could get anywhere from 8 to 12 inches of snow. So by this time tomorrow, Friday, it will be snowing in the Wenatchee Valley. Heads up that. It'll be gone by Sunday. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.